Have you felt strange in your own body lately? Like you're shedding something invisible but heavy? Like your skin is more sensitive, your breath more sacred, your womb more alive? This isn't just your nervous system reacting. It's your soul preparing the temple for something holy. You're not broken. You're not losing yourself. You're expanding into the version of you that can hold divine union. Because before the masculine ever says a word, before he shows up on your doorstep with eyes full of remembrance, your body already knows. Your bones remember the promise. Your chest tightens with the pull of timelines collapsing. Your throat wants to cry and sing at the same time. And that pain you feel, that tension in your belly, that pulsing behind your ribs, those waves of heat or cold, they are not symptoms of something wrong. They're signs. Your body is no longer waiting, it's integrating. You thought the journey was about heartache, but this part is deeper. This part is about embodiment. And only the feminine can feel it this way, because only she carries the bridge between spirit and form. So if your body has been speaking to you lately, if you've been feeling more than usual, crying without reason, needing more sleep, or suddenly less, don't panic, don't numb it, and don't ignore it. This is not exhaustion, it's arrival, and no, he may not be beside you yet, but your body is already welcoming him home, because divine union doesn't start with a kiss. It starts with frequency, and your frequency is already changing everything. There's a reason your body has been acting differently lately. You wake up feeling heavier, even after a full night's sleep. Your chest tightens when there's no reason to feel anxious. Your body craves solitude, softness, and stillness, even when your schedule demands the opposite. And sometimes, for no clear reason at all, your whole being feels like it's in transition, like it's standing between two worlds. Because it is. Before union happens in the physical, it begins in the body. The divine feminine doesn't just know things, she feels them, not just emotionally, but viscerally, biologically, energetically. Her temple receives the codes of sacred love long before the masculine ever sends a message or knocks on her door. Have you noticed how your body has become more sensitive lately? Not just to foods, but to people. Not just to noise, but to energy. Not just to what you touch, but to what you carry. That's not a coincidence. You're not overreacting. You're not too emotional. You're calibrating to a frequency of love that the world hasn't taught you to understand. But your soul remembers. And your body, Oh, your body, it listens to your soul first. This is why your back hurts in new ways, why your dreams feel more real than waking life, why certain smells, touches, or songs suddenly trigger waves of emotion that leave you breathless, because your physical body is catching up to what your spirit already knows. Union is not a future event. It's a vibrational alignment. And right now, that alignment is moving through you. You may feel like something inside you is expanding, but you don't yet know what. You may feel like your old desires no longer fit, but your new ones haven't fully arrived. What if I told you that's the space where divine union begins? The space where your body releases everything it once held to survive, so that it can become a vessel for what it was always meant to embody. Are you willing to trust your body, even when it feels foreign, even when it aches without reason, even when you feel like you're walking through fog? Because your body is not confused, it's transforming. The fatigue, the tension, the racing heart, they are not obstacles. They're openings. Your nervous system is preparing to hold intimacy at a level it's never held before. Your womb is cleansing generations of suppressed emotion. Your throat is softening, ready to speak truth without fear. You're not being tested, you're being attuned. To him, yes, but more than that, to yourself, to the version of you that no longer carries the pain of waiting, but the power of knowing. He feels it too, even if he doesn't understand why, even if he doesn't respond or even realize it, because the body speaks across timelines, across veils, across dimensions. And when the divine feminine begins to change, the masculine starts to tremble, not because she forces it, but because she becomes undeniable in energy, in presence, in body. Can you feel the difference inside you? Can you sense the quiet shifts that have no logical explanation, but feel deeply real? That's the path opening beneath your feet. That's the realignment of your feminine field. You're not just healing, you're becoming the portal. And the body is the first place where union touches earth. So the next time you feel tired for no reason, the next time your stomach flips, or your skin tingles, or your eyes well up from nowhere, don't rush to fix it. Pause. Listen. Receive. Because your body is whispering, it's already happening. And the feminine who can hold that whisper is the one who no longer chases union, but anchors it. What the feminine physically releases in the final stages, somewhere along your journey, you learned how to hold pain quietly, how to carry love like a secret, tucked inside the corners of your body where no one could reach it or ruin it. You became a master of stillness, of softness, of survival. But now, the energy of union is asking you to unlearn what once kept you safe. Because before the divine masculine returns, before your outer world begins to shift, your body begins to release what can no longer stay. This release isn't always graceful. It can feel chaotic, uncomfortable, even frightening. Have you felt sudden waves of emotion rising out of nowhere? Have you caught yourself crying without a story, as if something deep within you is saying goodbye, but you don't know to what? That's your nervous system letting go. That's your womb exhaling tension it's held for lifetimes. That's your heart softening in places you never realized had hardened. You might experience body aches that move location. You might feel pressure behind your eyes, in your chest, or in your pelvis. You might suddenly feel repelled by environment or people that once felt familiar. Why? Because your frequency is changing and your body is catching up. This is the purge before presence. This is the sacred unraveling that clears space for the next chapter. But here's what no one tells you. Your physical release isn't just yours. It's ancestral, it's karmic, it's collective. When the divine feminine releases, she's not just healing her own wounds. She's dissolving centuries of repression, silence, and spiritual amnesia. And your body knows exactly how to do it. Have you been craving more water than usual? More salt? More solitude? Have you been waking up in the middle of the night as if your soul is trying to tell you something? This is your body's intelligence guiding the process. It doesn't need permission, just presence. And while this release may feel unfamiliar, it's not dangerous, it's divine. Your body may tremble. You may feel things leave during sleep, during dreams, during silence. This is sacred cleansing. Don't resist it, because the feminine that walks into union is not the one who clings. She's the one who cleared. She's emptied of guilt. She's released old timelines. She's no longer available for the kind of love that comes halfway. She has grieved enough. She has held back enough. She has dimmed herself enough. And now, her body no longer wants to protect the past. It wants to invite the present. Can you feel it? That part of you that used to carry everything for everyone is putting it down. That part of you that used to accept less is finally saying no. And the part of you that was terrified of letting go is learning that letting go is not abandonment. It's alignment. So if your body feels tense, if your digestion is different, If your cycle is changing, if your skin is more sensitive than ever, it's not a breakdown, it's a breakthrough. Let the tears come. Let the old patterns fall. Let your body become a safe space again, not a battlefield. Because when you fully release, you no longer wait for union. You become it. You are the sanctuary. You are the magnet. You are the signal that tells the masculine it's time to come home. And he will feel it. Not because you told him, but because your frequency will say what words never could. Your womb holds secrets that your mind was never meant to explain, and your voice, the one that trembles when you speak your truth, it carries more power than any ritual, any mantra, any spiritual teaching you've learned. The deeper you walk toward a union, the more these two centers, your womb and your throat, begin to awaken together, not as separate energies, but as sacred mirrors of each other. And that's why you've been feeling so much lately. That tension in your lower belly, that catch in your throat when you try to say what you feel, they're not just physical, they're energetic codes unlocking within you. Have you noticed how your body tightens when you silence yourself? How your voice cracks when you speak a truth that's been buried for too long? This isn't weakness. This is sacred intelligence. Because the womb and the throat are gateways. Gateways between dimensions, timelines, memories, and manifestation. And when a divine feminine is approaching union, these two portals become the first to pulse with new frequency. Your womb remembers every moment you betrayed yourself to be chosen. Every time you ignored your intuition to keep the peace. Every time you felt unsafe in your own body. And your throat, it remembers the words you never said, the boundaries you didn't set, the no you swallowed, the yes you never dared to speak. But now, they're both rising together. You might feel emotional for no clear reason. You might feel like your voice is shaky even when you're not afraid. You might feel cramps, warmth, or strange pulsations in your womb, even outside your cycle. That's not imbalance. That's remembering. That's your sacred feminine blueprint returning to the surface. Because union doesn't just come through heart-centered love. It comes through embodied truth. And the truth is, your body is tired of pretending. Your womb is tired of holding shame. Your voice is tired of staying silent. Can you allow yourself to open, not just to love, but to power? Not the kind of power that dominates, but the kind that liberates. The kind that says, I will no longer shrink myself to make others comfortable. The divine masculine cannot meet you fully until you meet these parts of yourself first. So if your voice feels strange, if you're coughing more than usual, or clearing your throat repeatedly, or unable to speak certain words without emotion rising, that's energy clearing. And if your lower belly feels heavy or sensitive or full of energy you can't name, that's your womb activating. This is sacred. This is holy. This is twin flame coding awakening from within. Have you been dreaming of children, even if you don't want any? Have you felt the desire to sing, even if your voice shakes? Have you felt the urge to scream, to moan, to release sound without shame? This is your body returning to its original state, the state where expression is not a threat, but a blessing. Because the feminine voice was never meant to be silent. It was meant to awaken timelines. And the feminine womb was never meant to be shamed. It was meant to carry life, not just in the form of children, but in the form of truth. So if you're trembling, let it tremble. If you're weak, let it weep. If you're silent, let it be sacred. Because right now, you're not just feeling for yourself. You're releasing for the collective. You're clearing the paths your ancestors never walked. You're singing the words they never spoke. And in doing so, you're calling union home, not by chasing it, but by becoming the sound and the space it belongs to. He doesn't need to see you to feel you. He may not know what's happening, but something is shifting in his inner world, and it started the moment your body began to change. You might think he's disconnected, still distracted, still hiding in silence. But your physical awakening doesn't go unnoticed, because on a soul level, the divine masculine is wired to respond to the feminine's field, not just her love, but her embodiment. The more anchored you are in your body, the more he feels pulled out of his numbness. You've felt it before, haven't you? That moment when you fully surrendered, when you stopped checking his energy, stopped waiting for a sign, and suddenly he showed up in a dream, or you saw his name somewhere strange, or you felt his pain surge through you like a memory that wasn't yours. That's not a coincidence. That's his soul reaching for yours. Because when your womb begins to open, when your voice softens but no longer hides, when your presence becomes rooted even in mystery, he feels the frequency of union hit his field like a wave. But this wave doesn't bring comfort. Not at first. It brings remembrance, and remembrance hurts. Have you noticed that every time you level up, emotionally, energetically, spiritually, something shifts in him too? He gets quiet. He retreats. He starts behaving strangely or shows up through synchronicity and then disappears again. Why? because your physical awakening is forcing him to feel. And for the masculine, feeling is a terrifying confrontation. While you've been purging, he's been suppressing. While you've been clearing your throat and womb, he's been trying to silence his own inner voice. But your embodiment makes that impossible. Are you starting to realize the power you hold just by being present in your body? Not seductive in the way the world taught you, but magnetic in the way the soul remembers. Your touch, your scent, your rhythm, even if he hasn't felt them in months or years, they live inside his cells. You are encoded in him. And when you shed old identities, when you soften without shrinking, when you cry without apology and speak without fear, he feels it like a spiritual alarm clock. It rattles his mind. It pierces his distractions. It reminds him of everything he once denied and everything he still longs for. He doesn't always respond with love. Sometimes it's silence. Sometimes it's chaos. Sometimes it's a breakdown. But no matter how he reacts, he feels you. He feels the shift in your voice. He feels the way your body no longer bends to please. He feels the way your energy no longer waits to be chosen, because you've already chosen yourself. Can you accept that your growth might be the very thing shaking him awake? That your peace may be louder to him than any words you ever said? And can you trust that you don't need to prove anything, because your body is already transmitting the truth? This is the part most people don't see. The silent frequency exchanges that happen between twin flames long before they ever sit face to face again. But just because it's silent doesn't mean it's not real. In fact, it's more real, because now your soul isn't asking him to love you. It's calling him to meet you where you already are. In truth, in frequency, in embodiment. That's the new timeline being woven. So let your body keep shedding. Let your voice keep rising. Let your presence keep expanding, because every time you root deeper into yourself, you call him closer to his own soul. And when he finally arrives, he won't just be looking for the woman he remembers. He'll be meeting the woman who remembered herself first. Why the divine feminine's body becomes the portal. There's a reason you feel more in your body now than ever before. A reason why your skin tingles without touch. Why your breath deepens when you're alone. Why certain songs or voices make your spine respond as if you're being remembered by something invisible. It's not imagination, it's embodiment. And it's the sacred key to everything that's unfolding in the twin flame journey. Because your body, this vessel you've cried in, judged, abandoned, healed, and come home to, was always meant to be the portal, not just for life in the biological sense, but for union, for love, for awakening. Can you feel it? The way your body no longer wants to perform, it wants to transmit. The way your energy no longer chases, it summons. The divine feminine doesn't become magnetic through effort. She becomes magnetic through surrender, through softness that isn't weak, but electric. And the masculine feels it. He may not understand what's happening. He may not even be consciously aware. But when your body becomes aligned with soul truth, when your nervous system no longer matches pain, he is pulled toward you without knowing why. Have you ever noticed how your body changes in cycles? How just before a major emotional breakthrough, your body begins to ache, shift, purge. That's not random. That's spiritual coding activating. Your body is not resisting union. It's preparing for it. And that preparation looks like release. It looks like letting go of the need to control, letting go of the need to protect your heart through tension, letting go of the old belief that you must be small to be safe. But the question is, can you trust what your body is telling you, even when it makes no sense? Can you honor your fatigue not as weakness, but as sacred rest? Can you listen to the places that ache, not with fear, but with reverence? Because those aches carry information. Those sensations are signals, and your body is the map. The divine masculine can only cross into union once the feminine holds the portal open. But holding doesn't mean waiting. It means becoming the living invitation. And you do that by breathing, by softening, by allowing your body to be what it's always been, sacred space. You are the altar. You are the remembrance. You are the place he's been running from and running to all at once. This is why your body has been changing, why your appetite, your skin, your sleep, your voice all feel different, because you are preparing to be entered, not just physically, but energetically. You are becoming the bridge between dimensions, between soul and flesh, between longing and arrival, between shadow and truth. And in doing so, you awaken the masculine's capacity to meet you there, not because you're waiting, but because you're already there. So if you've been questioning your physical symptoms, if you've been doubting your shifts in mood or rhythm, ask yourself, is this my body breaking down, or is it breaking open? Am I shedding an old identity or embodying a new timeline? Because your answer might change everything. You don't need to prove your worth to be the portal. You already are. All you need to do is trust what's happening inside you. Because when you fully root into your body, you become the frequency of union itself, and no soul, not even his, can resist that call for long. You've questioned your soul, you've questioned your path, you've questioned if all of this is real. But the one thing you could never truly deny was what your body told you. Because no matter how much your mind tried to silence the truth, your body kept whispering, and when you refused to listen, it screamed. That tightness in your chest when you betrayed your intuition, the exhaustion that followed every time you chose to stay small, the tears that came without warning when a song, a word, or a scent reminded you of him. These weren't just emotional reactions, they were soul signals, echoes of a deeper truth your body could no longer carry alone. Have you ever wondered why your body reacts to him, even in his absence? Why your pulse quickens when his name shows up unexpectedly? Why your breath shifts when he enters your thoughts? Why your dreams carry sensations your waking life cannot explain? It's because your body holds memory, not just of the pain, but of the promise. The soul may guide you, but the body feels it. And when something is real, truly sacred, it imprints itself into your cells, into your skin, into the rhythm of your breath. So know, beloved, you were never crazy, never delusional, never lost. You were remembering, and now that remembrance is no longer subtle. Your body doesn't lie, your silence doesn't lie, your stillness isn't emptiness, it's the sound of alignment. Because something sacred is approaching, not as a dream, but as a reality you've been unknowingly preparing for. Are you noticing how your body is no longer tolerating the old patterns? How the food, the noise, the people, the habits that once felt normal now feel unbearable? Are you feeling the urgency to cleanse, to rest, to return to your core? That's not you being too sensitive. That's your body saying, I'm preparing for something holy. This is what happens before union, not always with fanfare. Often it's quiet, subtle, hidden beneath symptoms, mood swings, longings you can't name. But it's real, and he feels it too, even if he's not ready to admit it, even if he hides, even if he tries to distract himself with noise. There's something about you, about your frequency, that won't let him rest anymore. And it's not because you're chasing, it's because you've become still. Still, but not silent. Quiet, but not distant. Your presence now carries the weight of truth. And truth doesn't beg, it calls. So if your body is tired, if you feel heavy one day and radiant the next, if you can't explain the waves you're riding, you're not doing anything wrong. You're in the middle of a sacred transformation. This is the final message. You don't need to try harder. You don't need to be more healed, more perfect, more aligned. You are already the portal. You are already the mirror. You are already the divine invitation he cannot ignore. All that's left to do is trust your body the way you've been learning to trust your soul, because your soul doesn't lie, and neither does your body.